dead body in his hands. Ghislain looked at the sky and said that he feels much lighter now. He looked at the land in front of them and asked Claude to tell him how he likes the place. Claude asked him to kill the lord of the land if he gets the chance. He said that the land looks a bit strange, but it will be easy to take over. Ghislain asked him if he is suggesting that he harms himself. Claude was shocked to hear this. He couldn't believe that this poor-looking countryside belongs to our boy. He told him that he only followed him because he looked rich. Ghislain grabbed his head and moved him closer. He revealed to Claude that he is now the steward of their land. He told him that everything he sees will now be under his management. Claude realized that he messed up. He told Ghislain that he takes back everything he said. He begged him to take him back to Anna. Unfortunately for him, it was too late. The scene shifts, and we are taken to the Desmond territory. We see Count Desmond sitting on his throne. His officials sat on a round table in front of him. The Count mentioned Perdium and Fenris. His officials became nervous when they heard him speak. With a serious look on his face, Count Desmond mentioned our boy's name. He raised his hand and ordered his officials to send a messenger to Amelia. He said that they will be moving up their plan. In the next scene, we are taken to Ghislain's castle. We see our boy standing in front of his men. He was dressed like a proper noble for once. He thanked them for gathering there. He told them that they need to get to work. Everyone accepted his order. The state of the territory that was just freed from Count Degard's tyranny was abysmal. Ghislain appointed Claude to various administrative roles and began to restore order in the territory. As they walked around the town, Ghislain asked Claude to do a census and track down every last person. He asked him to purchase at least 6 months of food supplies in bulk. He told him that solving the food crisis is the top priority. Claude accepted his order and wrote it down. Since they will soon start farming, Ghislain asked Claude to assign oxen with plows to the farming households in order to get the land tilled. He asked him to also check if they can clear parts of the nearby forest to secure more arable land. Claude was surprised to hear this. He asked our boy if they are really going to farm on the dried-up, withered land. Ghislain told him that they are. He explained to him that they will grind the bones of the blood python and use it as fertilizer. He asked Claude to replace all the outdated structures because they are useless. He asked him to construct a warehouse and a sewer. As he heard Ghislain's orders, Claude realized that he was dead. He is the general administrator, inspector, clerk, treasurer, auditor, tribune, requisition officer, customs officer, tax collector, food officer, liquor control officer, and he still held many more positions. The poor bastard shouldn't have accepted Ghislain's kindness. He should have left Anna and ran away. Later in the day, Claude went to meet Ghislain. He told our boy that the work is too much for one person to handle. Ghislain asked him if he has even tried. He asked him to use this opportunity to test his limits. He told him that he can hire more people if needed. Claude realized that he wasn't getting through to Ghislain. He quickly turned around and began to run. Our boy didn't even bother to look at him. He called out to someone known as Wendy. A woman came out of nowhere and charged at Claude. She easily caught up to him and tied him up with her strings. The beautiful woman with platinum blonde hair introduced herself as Wendy. She told Claude that she has received an order from head maid Belinda and has been assigned as his bodyguard. She told him that she looks forward to working with him. Claude screamed out for help. Since they were still in the early stages of development, Ghislain needed Claude to hold out. Our boy remembered that this kinds of things were quite easy for Claude in the past. A noble by right has the responsibility and duty to protect their people. However, this territory has a lot of issues. The citizens don't trust nobility due to the exploitation and oppression they faced from the greedy lords. They have lost the will to work due to endless poverty. There is also the issue of starvation. The more these problems are ignored, the more the nobles end up isolating themselves. Ghislain knew that he needed to resolve the basic issues quickly if he wanted to restore the foundation of this territory. Unfortunately, our boy was met with another problem. There was not enough funds to resolve their issues. Ghislain explained to his group that he won't be able to pay their wages in 3 months if they keep spending money on the territory. Gillian said that this is truly an important issue. Kair didn't understand why our boy was bothered about money. He reminded Ghislain that he can just mine some runestone. Our boy explained to him that the runestone has more uses for it other than just selling it. He said that they need to fund the mage's research. Apart from this, the runestone vein isn't limitless, so they can't rely on it forever. Our boy said that they need a stable source of income. The moment he said this, Claude barged into his office. Ghislain told him that he arrived at the perfect time. He told him that he has something he wants him to do. Claude told him that there is no need for him to do anything. He revealed to him that he has devised the best plan to save the territory. Everyone was surprised to hear this. With a confident smile on his face, Claude asked Ghislain to build a casino. Immediately he said this, he got kicked out of the building through a window. When they brought him back to the room, Belinda gave Wendy the authority to act before Claude can say something. Claude asked her to tell him what she wants him to do. Since they can't farm or use the runestone as they please, Claude believed that the best thing to do would be to turn this worthless piece of land into an entertainment district. He told Belinda that he is just trying to be realistic. Alfoy, the gambling addict, appeared behind Claude and said that he supports the idea. Ghislain told Claude that he will consider his plan when they have spare time in the future. He asked him to proceed with the tasks he assigned to him. Claude asked him if he really believes they have enough food stock to hold out. Ghislain explained to him that they might be able to make money if they build a casino in a territory with no proper foundation. He told him that they will also be unable to stop the rise of an underworld. Our boy believed that a casino won't be good for him in the long run if he wants to go against his enemies. Claude explained to him that they are constantly importing food due to shortages. He told Ghislain that they need to do something now before they run out of money. Alfoy backed the man up by suggesting that they build a grand game hall in the town. Ghislain told him that he will take care of the food problem. Claude was surprised to hear this. Our boy revealed to him that he will make crops grow on their soil. He asked Claude to do whatever he says without complaints. Claude reminded him that he said that the land isn't fit for farming. Ghislain smiled and asked him if he is certain about it. Claude said that he is sure. Alfoy backed him up and said that it can never happen. With a smile on his face, Ghislain asked them if they would like to make a bet. 3 months later, we see Claude and Alfoy staring at something in shock. Claude asked Alfoy if he is dreaming. The two of them couldn't believe their eyes. The field was filled with rye. The commoners were extremely happy to see that the seeds they planted actually grew. It had been so long since they harvested crops in their land. Claude asked Ghislain about how he did it. Our boy explained to him that rye grows in harsh environments. Before planting the seeds, they spread the powdered bones of the blood python on the soil. The bones are rich in nutrients. They then planted rye seeds which were enhanced with the mana compression sigil. Ghislain touched the rye and told the man that this method will make crops grow faster and allow them to be harvested frequently. Upon hearing our boy's explanation, Alfoy now understood why our boy made them develop a mana compression sigil. Vanessa was amazed by Ghislain's knowledge. She asked him about how he thought of using a mana compression sigil on seeds when it is normally meant for humans. The truth was that Ghislain didn't come up with the idea himself. A mana compression sigil is a magic circle that extracts power stored in a runestone to accelerate growth several times over. When mages first suggested that mana compression sigils could be used this way, they experienced some backlash. People didn't want to use something so valuable on mere grains. However, once the results were shown, no one argued again. This method of farming has already been verified by magic scholars in the future. The principle behind it was none of Ghislain's business. The people began to cheer for Ghislain. They said that they will now trust him. They were extremely happy to see that they will no longer starve. While the people were cheering, Claude and Alfoy tried to sneak out of the fields. Ghislain called out to them. He asked them about where they are going. He told them that they need to write their contracts. With a nervous look on their faces, they asked Ghislain about the contract he is referring to. Our boy took out some papers and reminded them that they made a bet saying that he will give them 5,000 gold each and grant them freedom if they won. However, if Ghislain won, they will work as unpaid slaves for 10 years. Immediately, our boy reminded them of the bet. His soldiers surrounded them from all ends. The two of them realized that they were screwed. Now that they had resolved their food problems, they were free to use the runestone for purposes beyond just selling them. In the next scene, we see the Tower Master of the Flame Magic Tower sitting with Ghislain. Hubert was shocked to hear our boy ask him to build a branch of his magic tower in his territory. He didn't understand why Ghislain suddenly made this request. He told him that he simply stopped by to congratulate him on becoming a lord. Ghislain revealed to him that they won the war at a heavy cost. He told him that the victory came at the cost of detonating runestones. He said that this happened even though they received help from the magic tower. Hubert was shocked to hear this. He only heard about Perdium's victory. He didn't hear about the runestone. Ghislain let out a sigh and said that if a young territory like Fenris is attacked, they will have no choice but to blow up more runestone meant for the magic tower. Hubert became scared when he heard this. He asked Ghislain to stop doing extreme things. With a smile on his face, our boy told him that they will need more mages. Hubert easily accepted his request. Ghislain believed that mages shine the brightest when used for construction projects. He used them to solve his housing issue, his waterways issue. He used them to build churches and to construct the Flame Magic Tower's Fenris branch. Due to the fact that more mages were dispatched from the magic tower, they were able to complete the large-scale construction swiftly. Of course, there were occasional minor conflicts by some mages who struggled to adapt to the territory. The mages protested against Ghislain's treatments. They called him a ruthless scum. They couldn't believe that he was making mages like them do hard labor. Ghislain found a way to resolve the issue through what he calls amicable agreements. Of course, our boy knocked them out. He asked Alfoy to get the contracts. Alfoy gladly accepted the order. He didn't want to be the only one who became a slave in this territory. Thanks to the efforts of the mages, the territory quickly regained its functionality. Unfortunately, there were still external issues that Ghislain had to face. In the next scene, we see Claude barge into Ghislain's office. He told our boy that there is trouble. He revealed to him that a rebellion has broken out in Rayfold. He said that Amelia has started a rebellion. Our boy wasn't shocked. He already knew that the rebellion was going to take place. However, it took place sooner than it did in his past life. Ghislain knew that his interference caused this. Desmond and Amelia are puppets dancing to the tune of Duke Delphine. Since the Duke's attempt to use Degard to seize Perdium has failed, he has no choice but to act directly. Ghislain was well aware that his war wasn't over. Gillian asked his master about what he wants to do. Belinda said that things are bad for them if Amelia now runs the territory. Ghislain wasn't just going to sit back and let the Duke pressure him. He said that they are heading to the kingdom's capital. The scene shifts, and we are taken to Cardinia, the capital city. We are shown a room in a tower. We see sunlight entering the room through the roof. Someone in the shadow moved close to the sunlight. The person put their hand into the sunlight. Immediately they did this, their skin began to burn. It quickly turned red. The masked person glared at their hand. They said that they want to die. In the next scene, we see an eagle fly over the beautiful capital city of Cardinia and its fortress. The capital was more developed and beautiful than other territories. There were several soldiers watching over everyone. There was a ridiculously huge castle at the center. Ghislain and his subordinates marched into the capital. Torin was shocked to see how massive the capital was. He said that the territories they have been to look like trash when compared to the capital. Gordon was also shocked to see how big it was. He said that the castle on their land cannot compare to that of the capital. Kair smiled and dared him to say this in front of Ghislain. Alfoy and Vanessa sat together in a carriage. Vanessa was very excited to see the capital. She told the boy that they are selling materials that she has never seen even in their magic tower. Alfoy didn't really care. He said that they must have worked harder than their tower. Outside the carriage, we see Ghislain moving with Claude. He said that he doesn't like it. Claude was surprised to hear this. He didn't know what Ghislain meant. Our boy said that he wants to tear the capital down because it feels like it is boasting. Claude didn't know what to say. He moved close to Wendy and asked her about what is wrong with their master. Wendy simply said that anything their master says is correct. Claude wondered if Ghislain also had a twisted side to him. He felt like our boy was holding a grudge from his past life. Ghislain stared at the city's fortress. He referred to it as the impregnable fortress. People used to say that Cardinia was blessed by the goddess. Our boy once brought down this blessed city. He died in this place. He attacked the capital city to kill Duke Delphine, who had seized the throne at that time. Unfortunately for Ghislain, the Duke wasn't there. Due to the fact that he was blinded by revenge, Ghislain made a mistake of turning everyone into his enemies. He knew that he couldn't do everything on his own in this life. The scene shifts, and we are taken to the past. We see Zwalter looking shocked when our boy informed him that he is going to the capital. Ghislain told him that he needs to go there. The Count